number 4. See if Eunited can force a Game 5 here against Luminosity. Be a big shock to me.
I feel like I have to start off with Classic. I mean, he's just been
the last 2 maps
destroying.
He's crushed. Yeah.
8 streak, I think we saw in the search, and then dominant performance there in the uplink as well. So here we are off to the races to get to mid-map, and this hardpoint is entirely communication from your team. If you die, you need to call out where you spawn immediately, because if you spawn out, it means you are getting spawned behind. Your head kind of stays on a swivel. This is very, very communication essential.
Yeah, we saw FaZe do a phenomenal job of that earlier in the day. I believe it was Clay that spawned out. You can see everybody on the side of FaZe just rotate their heads inside the hardpoint and turn and pick up more kills. And it's going to be United breaking this setup from Luminosity early, and now they get control. You see, just head on a swivel from the side of United. They're just trying to locate the spawners of LG.
And they did a beautiful job there. And look at this, Pac-Man already fully streaked out, has to reload, dips, dive, stays alive. Hello, friend! Up in your face. Okay, well, I thought he was going to get that kill, but ends up dropping. But a hot start from Pac-Man has him 6-2, and again, he's got the Scarab, the Trinity, and Bombardment to work with early.
Yeah, now, you know, he could use those streaks to great effect later in the game, but we have not seen a lot of great score streak usage thus far. We've seen a lot of team kills with it, players still getting adjusted to how they work. So we'll see if Pac-Man can actually end up making those benefit United in any way, but United actually getting control of the second hard point.
This is the big one. This is where you need to rack up time.
And it looks like they may get broken here, though. Saints actually picks up 1. He's actually able to get a second. And you see the nades coming in. Classic with a double nade, actually able to pick up 2 there. Now kills just being traded inside of this hard point. Accuracy flies forward, but there's players just hiding inside around these corners from Luminosity.
They're still holding on, though. Still holding on. Legal picking up a couple of kills there. He knows they're pushing in, and he gets all but evaporated there over the top. K-Bar coming in. Must have been at least a headshot. I didn't even get to see a gunfight there, as I think it was from up above. Yeah, he was just dropped by Octane.
That was a pretty nice shot there from Octane, as the last 5 seconds or so will run out on Turbine. You see the players rotating towards this next hardpoint. Legal is going to get Classic all the way in the back, trying to hold down those spawns. It's going to be United with control yet again. I feel like we keep saying that over and over again. United get control of these hardpoints early.
They've got control early. Can they hold on to it late is the question. They've got the nice setup here. Pac-Man still going off. Sees him in the back, calls it out, knows there at least one. Will get a nade off to the back to try and back them up with the flechette. Hip fire there. You can see how strong it is with the OSA. We've actually seen, I think I saw for some of the European teams, we saw lasers on the OSA, right? Laser sights?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, this gun is obviously like a hybrid AR SMG. It finds itself in the AR role, but you know, it's so good up close that you see, it's interesting. I feel like coming into this event and then not knowing the weapon draft was going to be in it with a little previous knowledge that, no, you would have said, oh, maybe we see just everybody run the K-bar. As soon as, like, I feel like the players were told that, they were like, oh, we're all going to run the OSA. Yeah. It seems to be like the new weapon, obviously.
Well, that's all anyone talked about earlier was the K-Bar. Now, yeah, OSA, the new weapon of choice, and the laser sight helps a ton. Like, I've used the ERAD a bit. The ERAD doesn't have the best hip fire. You put a laser sight on that, you can hip fire things from anywhere. It becomes a monster. So you got to think similar effect here with the OSA. Well, Bombardment coming in. Farewell, Classic, as he will get nuked to the ground. That was Pac-Man calling it in. He's able to find a couple. Still has the Trinity rockets to work with. Nice shots there across as he's able to pick up Saints as well. And maybe a 4th. The second time we've seen him almost like a nice big spree and has to reload. So
it'll be interesting to see how much time they actually get out of using this streak. So Luminosity was looking poised to set up for this hardpoint at the beginning, and then it was United uses the streaks and they fight back. LG has not gotten on the point since those streaks came through.
It's contested right now. You got to think Silly's about to drop. That's Classic coming in with a couple more. I got to go back to Classic. I mean, he's a beast. He's on 4 streak. He's 19-13. He's the best player in this matchup right now, without question.
I mean, Slacked right now struggling mightily. I mean, you know, Pac-Man in our first hard point, he was struggling early, then brought it back, held to United take the first map. Slacked 7-13 right now, looking to see if he can bounce back in the second half of this game, make an impact, lead LG to a victory.
And, you know, you can talk about it a little bit. Again, weapon draft removed. A lot of players may have been playing different roles with different weapons coming into basically yesterday. So some changes. Maybe guys have been using the OSA a little bit more, maybe more effective. But you got to think, again, the level these guys play, you should be able to kind of flip a switch. But there's definitely inexpertise to certain weapons.
Well, the amount of time that these guys have put in, combined with their expertise, you should be able to just pick up a gun like a K-Bar or OSA. I don't want to say with relative ease, but obviously you should be able to just kind of continue your strong play with it. Some nice shots there from Octane over the top. He picks up 3.
Keep it going, naked 4.
He
Looking
is,
for a 5th, just shredding here.
He is very comfortable with the OSA.
Yeah, and look at that. I love the major events you'll see at the top.
Yes.
×4 multi-kill. You'll see the new hard point. Great stuff. Great shout out to Infinity Ward for some of the new stuff we've seen in Codcaster. Yes, we have a lot of stuff kind of replicating where we've gotten to last year. There's been improvements year in and year out, trying to keep it a little bit more consistent, but also some great little tweaks all their own.
Yeah, a lot of new additions to Codcaster this year with, obviously this is like the first iteration of it. I'm sure more will come down the pipe.
Imagine how good this looks now compared to how good this is going to look 8 months from now. I mean, you just thinking back to last year, like, yes, it was good at the start of the game, but not in this condition. It wasn't. This is the best we've seen it to start a game. I can't wait to see it develop more and more. Yeah,
and you see it's going to be United trying to flood into this hill. It's Luminosity with control of it right now. And all LG needs to do is just trade these kills out effectively, and they're going to get a ton of time here. 20 more seconds left on this hard point. It's going to force United to push in towards it. You have one more good attempt to try and get this hard point back, but by the time they actually get close and get control, it's only 10 seconds left. You should see LG rotate towards the next hard point.
Well, let's see. Let's go over to Saints. He is going to start relocating here as he's going to wrap out, but the spawn and the rotation going to favor the side of United as they're going to get set up there in the back hangar a little bit early. And they've been doing a pretty good job in the early rotation battle, right? Like you said, you've been saying it a lot. They're the first ones in the hard point. They have control, but Luminosity breaking it with ease. They got 3 down there. Pac-Man really the only one up. He's just trying to play his life as his teammates try to battle back.
Well, Pac-Man doing a nice job waiting for his teammates before he tries to engage. The unfortunate part there is that nobody picks up any kills from the side of United. Now they're going to be forced to flood in yet again.
Oh, well, this is going to be deadly because Centurion is out. So Octane is going to be just a nuisance here with that. It becomes so irritating to try and break into the opposition. The timely shocks coming through as you're trying to make a play. You should see LG pick up a lot of time here.
Yep, another 15 seconds on the clock should go in favor of Luminosity. And Octane only 50 points away from that next streak. There was 15 seconds left on the hard point, but currently on a 6 streak. And you see Slacked, actually, we kind of called out his play a little bit earlier. He was like 7 and 14 or whatnot. He finds his way back to even at 20 and 20.
Well, he picks it up, and Octane finds 2 more, and there's the bombardment. So he's got 8 in a row. We'll see if he can crack double digits here. Remember his classic with the 8 streak earlier in Surge. Make it 10 as he is going to pick it up. He keeps on rolling. And for those wondering, yes, we see that the 1 there is a current thing that Infinity Ward's fixing. They're well aware of. It's when you get double digits into streaks, you'll see it kind of resets. But he was on a double-digit streak. That was 6 stuff there from Octane as he's lighting up the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you see the bombardment going to come in from Octane. He's going to be able to get 1 with it. Now it's going to be Slacked right after it comes in, trying to force onto the point. But United, they have no streaks left, and they're starting to lose a lot of these engagements. It's really been Octane, Classic, and Slacked here in the second half. Slacked, you look at his score, you're like, well, Slacked versus Saints has been consistent all game long. Slacked has really turned it on the second half, and that's what's allowed Luminosity to break this game open.
Well, I feel like I've been focusing on Luminosity so much because they started to kind of get consistent and run away with it a little bit here. We've got a new hard point. Let's try and focus on United. If they are going to come back, who does it need to be? Is it accuracy for you who's struggling at 19 and 32? Or is it Pac-Man, who is like a completely different player here in this hard point?
No, I mean, Pac-Man is playing absolutely phenomenal. I mean, 32 and 27, that's a great game for him, but accuracy, you came into this, he's probably like your main AR player, your guy who needs to stand out with the assault rifle in his hand from range. Got to put up better numbers than 19 and 33.
Well, he's not doing it right now, and Luminosity may be able to close things out. I'm trying to find somebody that's up for a moment, but this hard point in particular is a bloodbath with the bullets and nades coming in. So hard to stay up. You see the trophy system being destroyed as they're trying to stay alive through the flurry of nades. And Pac-Man, I'm switching over. He's getting ready to break the 40 mark. He's on a 3 streak at 38 and 29. Pac-Man, shot looking crispy, even though his team may fall. He's looked really solid here throughout the weekend.
To be Luminosity take the last few seconds here, but United pretty much has to be perfect from here on out. You see Pac-Man, he actually fires a few shots and sees so many targets, wants to relocate to another one. He actually doesn't pick it up, and LG has done such a fantastic job of breaking this Turbine Hill. I feel like every time United has gotten set up there, but just the aggressive nature of Luminosity just overwhelms the United on the point.
Well, honestly, as much as I consider this to be one of your easier hills to hold, I think the best setup we've seen was probably back in Hangar, the last rotation where they really locked it down and got a solid 40 seconds in a row. That's probably the best we've seen, but let's see if they can now close it out on Turbine. Under 30 seconds to go in it, but they only need 10 points in maybe all she wrote here for the side of United.
Yeah, I mean, the kill feed just being lit up by the guys on Luminosity. Everybody was on a streak up until Classic dropped there, and that is going to be it. It's going to be Luminosity taking out United here, winning hardpoint 250. I believe it was 134. 250, 134 here on Scorch, game 4.
Who were on the 8th streak to close things out? I think you saw a 10 or 11 streak from Octane. I saw an 8th streak at the very end pop up.
Saints.
So Saints gets a big one. You saw Slack bounce back. A lot of big streaks there towards the end of the game. LG, I think they just kind of warmed up and heated up, got in a rhythm, and once they got going, United couldn't hang, which is kind of what you thought would happen.
Yeah, you just kind of saw that, where the slaying where slaying plays its role in Infinite Warfare, right? Like that's how I feel like this game's going to be played early. Like maybe the meta kind of develops as time goes on.
Yeah.
But right now is have your Slayers play fast and aggressive, in your face gameplay, and that's really what's benefiting a lot of teams. I mean, look at this game from Saints. 43 and 30, 2 minutes of hill time, 20 defense.
That's disgusting. I mean, that's why. I mean, maybe that's a player. There were questions when they decided to